Everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Tammy Talks here. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer from last week's recap of Black Ink or from another video of mine, welcome back. If you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button down below. Thank you to everybody that has been subscribing. I hit 1,000 subscribers on Saturday, which is super dope. So I appreciate all the support. But now that we've had all the pleasantries and all that type of stuff, let's get into this episode of Black Ink Crew and all the foolishness, the absolute foolishness that went on tonight. All right, so this is Black Ink Crew Chicago, Season 7, Episode 6. This platform is Black Ink Crew. All right, so the episode starts off where 4 is meeting up with Ryan and the rest of the 9 Mad crew. They're getting ready to like debrief on how the convention went. But 4 said that Drea came up to him and told him her version of the story. And that would be how Charmaine like caused this fuss about the boobs and all this other stuff. So Drea told her story, and Ryan is like, that's completely different than what, you know, Charmaine told me. So Ryan is just kind of like, I don't know what the real truth is, but I'm gonna have to get to the bottom of it. And I'm like, Ryan, go ask them to see the footage. That's all you literally have to do. Go ask to see the footage so that we don't have to be subjected to watching Charmaine's foolishness and Charmaine's lies, because Charmaine lied through her teeth. Through her teeth this entire episode. So, Ryan talks about the drama that he kind of has with Kit, and he was saying how he has an issue with Kit because, you know, Kit said, F you, Charmaine and Ryan, as she was walking out. And Ryan said that he hasn't really been rocking with her since the whole situation with Anthony, which we know in their time is where they are today on the show, happened a couple of months ago. Or, yeah, weeks or months ago. He said that Kit came at him, and I remember how this went down on Instagram. The Anthony thing came out in the blogs, and Ryan was like popping bottles and partying in Vegas, and it did come across as him subbing and throwing shots and throwing daggers and all this other stuff at Anthony. And I even remember watching his story and being like, this looks away. This definitely looks away. And I guess he said that Kit hit him up about it. And Ryan said that he felt that he was mad that Kit was kind of on Anthony's side. And see, Ryan is one of those narcissistic people that feels that if you're not on his side, then you're against him. He doesn't like to be caught out in any situation. And we've seen that before, you know, throughout the past 7 seasons of this show. Whenever Ryan gets put in a position where his back is against the wall because someone is calling him out on his bullshit, or someone is calling him out because of the fuckboy stuff or the bitch assness that he's doing, he has a tendency to kind of recoil and get defensive, and he's quick to like write that person off because he don't want to deal with you anymore. And I just feel like that's super lame. If it's one thing I can't stand, is a person who can't take it when someone is telling them about themselves. I have never been a yes man. I have never been that friend that's going to tell you what you want to hear. And my friends know that. And that's why I have issues with different friends at various times, because I'm just not that friend that's going to tell you what you want to hear to placate you, to ego stroke you, to, you know what I mean, to help you feel better about yourself. I'm going to give you the real, because that's what a real friend does. And I guess Ryan felt the way that Kit came at him because, you know, Ryan doesn't feel like he did anything wrong in the Anthony situation, which we all know. So, of course, Ryan is going to feel the way if someone is coming at him and being like, oh, you're bogus because this, that, and the other. So that's Ryan's issue with Kit. And it makes sense now because I was wondering why Ryan didn't speak to Kit at the tattoo convention. Like, we didn't see Ryan go over there and at least say what's up to her. So, meanwhile, we see Charmaine is at her shop playing Never Have I Ever with her artist. So then we see Kit is hanging out with Steven at the beach. He said that they are just really, really good friends, nothing more. He doesn't want to cross that bridge with her, even though he thinks she's attractive and all this other stuff. He doesn't want to cross that bridge. He doesn't want to, tap into that territory and mess their friendship up. So they're just really good friends that hang out. And Kit was just saying that because of all the drama that happened over the weekend, that, they were just having a beach day together. So Steven said that after what he saw, the foolishness that went on at the convention involving Charmaine, and probably what he has heard from, not only from Kit in this situation, but what he has heard from and knows from when Jess was on the show last season, of course he doesn't want to work with Second City Inc. That's a no-brainer. So he tells her that Ryan approached him and told him that he can come and guest spot at 9 Mag if he's interested. And he asked Kit about it because him and Kit are friends and he doesn't want to put her in the spot or, make her feel the way like she's being betrayed or whatever. And Kit tells him that it's a great opportunity, but it's a great opportunity, but she just knows that Ryan has a problem with her. So just, kind of whatever about it. And Steven is just like, why don't you go talk to them? And Kit said that she's not going to because for Ryan and Charmaine to sit in Caesar's face and talk shit about her and kiki and laugh just because they have an issue with her now when they were on her side when the stuff happened shows how fake and flawed both of them are. It just does. So I don't blame Kit. I honestly and truly do not blame Kit for the way that she's moving in regards to Ryan or Charmaine. Y'all were super flawed during that entire scene, and y'all know that y'all were. So Steven advises Kit to just kind of talk to them, see what the issue is, and try to get some resolve out of whatever her problem could be with Ryan. So Charmaine is having a little staff meeting when Prince comes in, after Prince comes in, and she said she hopes her team isn't mad at her. So Prince tells Charmaine he feels a way that Charmaine let the guest artist stay and tattoo in the Second City booth. Meanwhile, him, being the lead tattoo artist, held the only tattoo artist for a while, had to go to Ryan's booth, but had to give Ryan 50%. Charmaine had the audacity to say, that's my bad, I should have let the guest artist go. But he wouldn't have wanted to do that either. And I'm like, Charmaine, this is not funny. So then Prince is looking at her and he don't think the shit is funny either. I am the only one that's been holding down this tattoo shop. I'm the only one that's been having your back. You, however, took me and made me go tattoo at another artist's booth where I had to pay 50% of what I earned that day to that person, and you sitting up here laughing about it like it's funny. Charmaine would have got to fuck you for me. I'm sorry. I cannot believe that she was smirking. So then Prince was like, are you trying to give me back the money? Charmaine, again, basically laughs in his face and was like, nah, I'm not going to pay that. And then in the confessional was like, I'm not going to give him his money back because I don't want to come across as weak. That would have actually made you come across as a more noble tattoo shop owner. It would have maybe come across as maybe you acknowledging that you did F up in that situation. I didn't understand why Charmaine sent Prince over there, somebody that actually works for the shop, and kept the guest artist there in the first place either. Lord, Charmaine is dense. So Prince is kind of over it, and he was just like, okay. And Charmaine was like, so how are you feeling? And he was like, I want to go tattoo. And that basically means I'm trying to go tattoo. I'm not trying to F with you at all right now. This is a dub. Wrap it up. I'm done with this conversation. And Charmaine is just sitting there looking stupid. My whole thing is Charmaine knows that she messed up, y'all. Charmaine knows that she was in the wrong. She knows that she did everything. She handled the entire situation wrong. And instead of her being an adult about it and owning up to her mistakes and honestly just saying, you know what, Prince, my bad, on behalf of the shop, you don't have to pay your booth rent next month or something like that, she instead chose to laugh in this man's face and be like, I hope you're not mad at me. Goodbye. My God. So over at 9 Mag, Ryan's manager, I didn't catch his name, but he's walking around fussing because somebody never built their tattoo, their client. So somebody got a free tattoo. So then we see Ryan tell Four and the manager that he's going to take some time off because he needs to go to therapy and kind of work some things out within himself. And that same man, the same man, y'all, that just was screaming at the staff about somebody not, doing the receipts and the billing correctly, says this is a well-oiled machine. Were y'all well-oiled when somebody got a free tattoo? What is going on? I mean, I'm sure that that's like a very one-off situation with them, but like you can't say them two statements back to back like that. So Steven comes in and he wants to talk to Ryan about possibly guest spotting while he's there because he ain't going to do it at Second City. So Ryan said that he's cool with it as long as Kitty doesn't start up any drama because he know how Kitty move. And, he knows that Kitty will, seduce people that are close to him to find out stuff around him. And I'm like, Ryan, don't think that highly of yourself. Don't think that highly of yourself. Like, this whole smear Kitty campaign is weird. It is weird. And it's kind of like, Kit, girl, I know you do like makeup and I know you sell your makeup brushes. I know that this is a platform to help you get your stuff out there, but at this point, it can't be worth it. Like, it's like every week they are trying their damnness to run Kitty's name through the mud. And this is just weird. So Ryan didn't tell Steven that he says that he doesn't trust Steven. And it's like, if you don't trust him, why are you working with him? But see, the reason that Ryan doesn't trust Steven, even though he has no reason not to, is because Ryan has done so many people dirty. Ryan has so much karma that is floating and just hovering over his head, waiting to touch down in any given moment from all the effed up stuff that he has done to people over the years. And that's just the stuff that we have seen play out in the blogs, the stuff that we have seen on the actual show. So like Ryan has so much stuff that he has to atone for, that now he's reached a point where you can't trust a random ass, well, not random, but you can't trust a guest star on the show, somebody that you know is a dope tattoo artist, to come and tattoo because you don't think that person just wants to make money or maybe get some exposure for themselves for the show. No. You think that person is going to sit there the entire time and try to be up in your mix and find out what you got going on in your personal life? Go F yourself, Ryan. Like, the nerve. Whoo, people be so full of themselves. My God. But I think Ryan is a Gemini, right? Am I not mistaken? Because two sides of a coin, baby. So then we see Prince and his girlfriend Mariah go on like a cooking date. And we find out that Mariah is one of Charmaine's best friends. They met during COVID when she came to get a tattoo. And like a week later, text him and was like, you want to come over? I said, oh, during COVID? Oh, Lord. During the pandemic, y'all was just inviting people over? When I tell y'all nobody came up in here? Still nobody barely comes up in here because we are in the middle of a whole pandemic, a panini, a Panasonic, as people like to call it. Wow. Okay. But he kind of tells her that he doesn't like what's going on at Second City Inc. And she feels kind of conflicted because Charmaine is one of her good friends. And he's like, I might just have to move on like Maya, because this is not the move. This is not the move for him. And it's like, Prince, you might want to move on because this is not worth it. But at the same time, Prince, no one feels sorry for you, sweetheart, because this is what Drea was telling you about. This is what Drea was trying to rally you up about um 2 episodes ago when she was complaining about what Charmaine was doing and all the other stuff that Charmaine was failing to do as an owner, and you was kissing Charmaine's ass, and that Charmaine done paid you the dust that she's been paying Drea and that she's been paying Kit because she's too busy trying to get back into the boys club. Now you see what's going on. I'm sorry, Prince, but I cannot feel sorry for you. I just can't. So we didn't get a scene with Charmaine and Nick. They're back at home. And Charmaine is really acting as if she didn't show her behind at the convention, right? Hasn't shown her ass at conventions prior to. So Charmaine is telling Nick it was so ratchet and ghetto. And it's like, girl, we were introduced to you because you were having sex with Don in the bathroom, on the sink, at the tattoo shop during a party. Come on, Charmaine. Stop it. Stop it. So Charmaine is then telling Nick that Prince should be happy and grateful that he was able to tattoo at the shop rent-free during the pandemic because she didn't charge him no booth rent. I said, Charmaine, that was doing you a favor. That wasn't doing him a favor. That man could have went and tattooed anywhere. That's doing you a favor. Well, like, what is going on here? Is it pregnancy brain? I mean, I'm sorry, but I cannot give Charmaine a pass because I cannot give Charmaine a pass and blame all of her shortcomings during this whole ordeal on what is going on with her father, because that is no excuse for some of the stuff that Charmaine is saying. Charmaine is doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on her bull, even though she knows damn well that she's wrong. And it is so annoying to watch. It is so annoying to watch. So then Charmaine is telling Nick how Prince is mad that he had to pay the 50%. And then Nick smirks about it. But, Nick always said, though, money ain't no problem for us. Maybe a problem for y'all. But money ain't no problem for us. But if it's no problem for y'all, give Prince his money back. Give Prince his 50% back. Because that would honestly be the right thing to do. You had to put you made the decision for him to go tattoo over at another booth and have to pay. You should be covering that, Charmaine, and you know you should. So then Ryan sends everybody a text to be at 9 Mag at 8 p.m. on Friday, and everybody is just like, okay. So they get there, and Charmaine walks in and was like, what's good? I thought we was about to hang out. No, you didn't. You didn't think y'all were about to hang out at the damn tattoo shop on a Friday. Stop it. You knew that was your car time. So the meeting was a mess. The meeting was an absolute mess. So it starts off with Charmaine saying she was blindsided. Well, before that, Ryan called the meeting because he feels that because he promised Charmaine's mother before she passed, Miss Glenda, that he was going to kind of look out for her and make sure she didn't fail. And I said, oh. So then you probably should have been helping her sign up for the tattoo convention instead of just telling them to put her booth by. Instead of just telling the people to put her booth by yours, you should have been more proactive in helping Charmaine with that aspect of it. You know what I mean? When the convention rolled around, then you, Ryan, should have been like, all right, Charmaine, let me help you get the paperwork in order. Let me show you how to fill stuff out. Instead of just saying put her booth by yours, why not have your team, the people that you have working to help set stuff up, work with her. All right, Charmaine, we're going to get here early to help y'all out, do this type of stuff. Ryan, save it. Save it. So Charmaine said that she was blindsided because she came to the tattoo convention to work as a team. Why would you think that, Charmaine, when you just basically fired Drea and Kid? So why would you think that y'all are going to come back to the shop and be a team? I mean, go to the convention and work as one shop and as one team. Why would you think that? Lord. So Drea then laughed and said that this is the only shop that she has worked with where the owner does not know what they're doing. and that the owner does not care about the culture. The owner doesn't care about the tattoo artist. She's not trying to educate herself. And Dre is going in spitting nothing but fact. And it's like Ryan knew that. So Ryan and Don start over talking Drea. Stop. And I'm like, why are y'all going in on Drea? What is Drea doing wrong? But like Drea was, going really quick. But it's like, what is Drea doing wrong besides telling her truth right now? So my whole thing is like, this isn't about y'all trying to come together and do business and help them get through what the promise is in the shop. This is more about y'all trying to put all the bull aside that Charmaine is doing and then trying to have her rule that shop like a dictatorship. That's what that was all about. It had nothing to do with you trying to figure out what the real issue in the shop was, Ryan. Because if you were, you would have let Drea talk. You would have let Prince talk. You would have let Kit talk. And so that you can find out what the real issue was. But you didn't. You let Charmaine get out when she wanted to get out. And then you chastise Drea for telling the truth about Charmaine. That Charmaine is not trying to educate herself. Because if that was the case, then Charmaine would have listened to Drea, listened to Kit when it came about setting up and getting signed up for the tattoo convention. When it turned into you need to get a manager for the shop. When it turned into you need to do this, that, and the other so that you can run your shop. But Charmaine didn't do any of that. So that was annoying. So then Don tells Drea that she's blowing opportunity by being on this platform. And while I do agree with that, it's also like, in order for me to be on this platform, do I have to work at Second City? Or can I do my own thing and still film and still get everything taken care of? Why not tell Charmaine that she's blowing this opportunity to promote her shop? Because these episodes are doing nothing to help promote Second City Inc. They are literally doing nothing. Charmaine sits on Instagram and on Twitter during these episodes and tries to divert attention to the Second City Inc. Instagram page so we can see these artists. But it's like we're seeing how terrible business that you're doing on the show. I would never go down there. I'm up the street in Milwaukee. I would never go down to Second City and want to get a tattoo. On the sole fact of how the way that Charmaine is running this shop on air. This is Charmaine's platform. This is the platform that Charmaine, the opportunity that Charmaine is blowing. Not Drea and not Kit. Drea is a tattoo artist. Drea can go anywhere and get hired. Stop it, y'all. Like this whole entire meeting was so frustrating to watch. So then Kit starts saying how Charmaine, Drea said that Charmaine said that Drea and Kit were disrespectful in the meeting. And Kit said, no, because you stood up on me first. So then Charmaine said, you tried to fight me. Kit said, no, I didn't, Kit. You did jump up on her. But in Kit's defense, Charmaine did jump up on her first. So then Prince is like, cut the bull. I'm going to tell y'all what happened. Prince said that the meeting when when Kit and Drea walked in, the energy shifted. He didn't say who caused the energy shift, just that the energy shifted. Prince really told the story how we saw it, how it went from being around business. The only thing that Prince messed up on was Drea talked about not wanting to pay the $1,500 because X, Y, and Z weren't in place. That wasn't personal. That was a business conversation. Charmaine turned it personal and said that Kit hadn't been there for her the entire time that her father was sick. And Kit was like, that is a lie and you know it. But see, again, because you can tell when somebody's lying, because then Charmaine paused, and then changed the subject. You're lying, Charmaine. You're lying because you're trying to deflect from the bullshit and the mishaps that you caused that caused that shop to be in disarray, thus causing the tattoo convention to go the way that it did. It wasn't embarrassing for Kitty. Kitty's not a tattoo artist. No one's going to remember Kit after that tattoo convention that worked there. No one is going to say, well, I'm not going to go wherever shop that she may be brand managing at. No one's going to care about that. But they are going to notice that you, the shop owner, had 3 people stuffed in a little cubicle meant for one, and 2 of those tattoo artists don't even work at your shop. They were guest artists. So Charmaine kind of cuts Prince off when Prince was saying how he felt disrespected because he had to not only go tattoo at another shop's booth, but he had to, he had to pay 50% of his money. And Charmaine is like, zip it, Prince, stop it. And Prince was like, no, I'm telling you how I felt because this is business. So then Charmaine cuts him off and said that he's not going to be, she won't tolerate being disrespected. So then Ryan and Don are like, well, this is her shop. No, it's her shop, but that does not mean that Charmaine can treat these people like shit and they're supposed to sit back and take it. It does not mean that Charmaine can expect them to pay X amount of dollars for booth rent and she's not giving them the proper amenities and tools and resources that they need to do the job. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. And it's like, Ryan, you know damn well that's not how that works. But instead of Ryan kind of telling Charmaine, all right, Charmaine, listen to what they're saying and at least think about it, let's make some changes. Like, he's not doing that at all. They're coming down on everybody else. So then Charmaine, because she's losing the business stuff, the business aspect argument of it, she turns it into a personal attack. So then she says, Drea, I know more than you think I know. Prince, why have you been staying over Drea's house the past couple of days? You have a blue SRT, the only one in the city, so I know it's his. Does Charmaine know how big Chicago is? Does she really think that Prince has the only blue SRT in that city? In that entire city? Have y'all been to, I don't know if y'all been to Chicago. Chicago is massive. Why on God's green earth would Charmaine think that this man has the only blue SRT in the city? So Prince was like, we are not sleeping together. We're working on something. And she's like, yeah, and that's when Mariah was out of town and you're messing around with my friend and I'm going to let you tell her. And Prince was like, she knows. We were at her house painting. We're working on art because that's what artists do. I said, damn, Charmaine. And then again, instead of Ryan and Don and Forrest not going to say anything, but instead of them being like, okay, I do see, redirect Charmaine. We're here to talk about business, not about personal. They let her talk. And then they're just kind of like, let's stop it. So then Drea's like, Charmaine, you slept with people in the shop too. Charmaine said just one. So then Don is like, no, let's not talk about that. Oh, now you don't want to talk about people sleeping together in the shop because it affects you. You don't want Ashley to get in that ass again. Like, this was such a joke. This entire... Who in production told Ryan to call this meeting? Ridiculous. So Ryan then asks, what are they doing as a crew? Because all that aside, we should be working together as a collective, yada, yada, yada. So Kit said, well, you're the leader. Do you feel like you're pulling this all together to work as a crew? And Ryan said, I think so. Charmaine chimes in to co-sign and said, yeah, I think between us two, our relationship has been cool. So Kit was like, okay, so I'm not in the crew. Got it. Ryan has said, Kit, we ain't been cool because since about that Anthony situation. And Kit was like, I was trying to look out for you because you were looking away on the internet, which he was at that time. So Ryan is like, no, you were supposed to have my back. And I told that hoe ass nigga and he's hiding, trying to run from me. And it's like, so you're still disrespecting Anthony, even though you were in the wrong. Because you were being flawed on the internet that day. Kit called you to be like, you moving kind of funny, is going to look away, so you get mad at her. You can't make this stuff up. So then he calls Kid a goofball, and then Big DC pops out, and Kim says she ain't never been no goofy ass. And I'm like, what is going on? So then Don ushers Ryan out. The real deal is going to come down to Ryan needs to go to anger management. He needs to go to therapy and find out what is truly wrong within himself that causes him to act an ass like this every time that someone throws what he's doing in his face. If you're wrong, you're wrong. So Ryan got that mad that Kit told him, if you're such a leader, what are you doing to lead all of this together? What are you doing to get all of this together? What a mess of an episode. What a mess of an episode. I didn't even bother watching the preview for next week because I feel like it's just going to be a bunch of mess. I am Tammy. If you have made it this far through the video, thank you. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Thumbs up the video. Let's talk down in the comments below. What a mess of an episode. I will catch y'all next week.